Hi, my name is Dawn Cott-Acosta, and the book I chose this week is The Boy on the Porch by Sharon Creech. The Boy on the Porch is a really good book. It is about a young boy who is found laying on the porch of Martha and John's front house one day. No idea where the boy came from. They have a really hard time getting to communicate with him. He's mute. He doesn't talk. He doesn't seem to be very smart in some ways. In other ways, he's very talented, musically inclined. Um, as time goes on, they realize that Jacob's just not like other kids. He can't read, he can't write, he can't do those kinds of things. But when you hand him an instrument, he can make music that they'd never heard before. Jacob learns to ride a cow, and he does great on their farm, and they really love having him around. And they grow to love him very much. They decide, though, that, it's weird. Nobody ever came for him or tried to find him. And they decide they're going to look for his family. And they go out and they start looking around the area, and they found this old shoe. And with that shoe, Jacob refuses to let it go. He just fights for it and wants it so bad. He doesn't know what they don't understand why he wants it, since he can't explain himself very well. And tries to put it on his foot, and he hugs it, and he takes it home with him. And they soon realize that shoe would have sometime or another had belonged to him, and that it was a piece of his history, and he was not going to let go of it. As they explore some more, they find an old abandoned trailer house that was once the boy's home, and he becomes very agitated and wants nothing to do with it and runs from it. And you could tell, and they could tell, that something was wrong with the whole situation. They go to the sheriff and tell the sheriff, like, nobody's came back for him. We want to go ahead and get custody for him. And just as they're about to do that, an old car drives up in the driveway, and they realize that it's Jacob's father. Jacob's father has proof with an old birth certificate that Jacob belongs to him, and he wants him back. And as soon as he came, he was gone, and they're just devastated. John and Martha are just devastated. They see Jacob everywhere, in the pasture with their animals, and they see him in his bedroom. And he had left behind that old shoe, and John builds a shelf in their bedroom to put that shoe on so he could be reminded every day by it. Not having a child in the house is really hard for John and Martha, and they decide that they're going to become foster parents. And foster kids come and go, and they find a special place for each and every one of them, and each and every one of them leave a shoe behind for them to remember them by and to tell a story of. But none of them quite take the place of Jacob in their hearts, and they just always hope that they'd see him again. One day, Martha walks out on the porch, and there's a box there with a picture of a cow, a guitar, and a beagle on it, and she knows in her heart that it came from John. But they never find him, and they can't figure out where it came from or how it got there. And John starts asking in town if they'd seen anybody or have any idea who could have dropped that off. And they had said that a college boy and a couple boys and a girl had came by, but they were looking for him, but they didn't know who they were or anything. And so they thought, hopefully he found his way here to drop that off. He'll come back. And the beagle that was his best friend is about to die, and he's really sad and having a hard time. And they keep hoping that he'll hold on until the boy comes back to see him. And then one day, just out of the blue, the dog starts going crazy and runs to the door to go out. And on the front porch lays Jacob in a chair. That was the ending of the story, that he came back. But over that time, there were shoes left from all those kids, and they wanted him so much. It was a great book. Very good for 7th through 8th grade kids. It's called The Boy on the Porch by Sharon Creech.